Hello everyone, Cassie, how's it all going? So, today marks 10 years since I lost my mom, and it still feels like yesterday. I need to put a trigger warning because I will mention loss, obviously, and a brief description of the day. So basically we were all up in the cabin because it was Easter time, and the day before was, the Saturday, and we had celebrated Easter with lovely weather, so we were able to sit outside and everyone was there, like even my uncle and everyone, and it was amazing. But then when night came, we were headed to bed, and I decided to go with my aunt and her family to their cabin because they had a own cabin a little ways away. It was like in the same area, but like 500 meters or something. And I just wanted to have a movie night with my cousin, so I went with them, and me and my cousin spent the evening and night watching movies. And I still remember the last one we watched, and it was a horror movie. Well, kind of. Anyway, even back then I had trouble sleeping, and I remember that I had barely even fallen asleep when all of a sudden all phones started ringing, and it started with my aunt's phone, I think, and just one after another they just started ringing. And since no one picked up, my cousin's phone started to ring, and she picked up and was just told to hand the phone to my aunt. And I could just tell straight away that something was wrong, that something had happened. And my great-grandma was there as well, and I thought that maybe something had happened to her, like either she was really sick or she was already gone. And that's what I was told as well. My aunt said that she needed to go to our cabin, and that something had happened with great-grandma. And she asked me to stay, but I insisted to come because I knew that something was wrong and I wanted to be there. I had to be there. So she and we linked arms and went there. And when we come up around the bend, I see her grandma coming, and not my great grandma, but my grandma, and she meets us on the road outside, and my aunt and her starts talking, and due to some history I finally asked about who it was because it just didn't add up, and I just knew that something was wrong. And since mom had been sick before and stuff like that, I just felt that something didn't add up. So going from being certain that it was my great grandma, I suddenly started to doubt and was like, okay, well, who is it? Like, what's wrong? Who is this about? And that's when my grandma turns to me and asks me, like, oh dear child, don't you know it's mom? And basically I just remember screaming 3 times, and I must have frightened the neighbors a lot, because when I scream loud, and I can't imagine what it was like hearing my screams. So if anyone's watching, I'm sorry. It must have been adding to a trauma. But anyway, as I was saying, I just remember screaming 3 times when I heard that it was mom, and then I ran inside to my cabin, or our cabin, and Grandpa was still working on her, trying to bring her back, and I tried to help as well. Like, I tried to help bring my mom back, but this time I failed. And I remember when the helicopter, the ambulance helicopter finally came and they took over, I got so mad, because they had one of those, those, I don't remember the name of it, but one of those machines that helps start a heart. And I got so mad because they didn't use it. Like, they had it there and everything, but since the machine couldn't find any heartbeat, it wouldn't, give a shock. And I was really, really mad about that, because I was like, well, yeah, obviously it doesn't find anything right now, you need to shock. You need to give her a shock. It will work, just give her a shock. And they ended up dragging me out. And I was just slightly insane. And I'm quite happy that I have come so far in my healing that I can laugh about it now, because it was just so intense and everything. And yeah, and since we were out in the middle of the woods, it then took several hours before they came and get her. So after the ambulance left, I went in and sat with her several times for long periods of time, and I remember at some point my great grandma was with me as well, and I just sat with her, and it was bizarre, because to this day I have, trouble realizing that, oh, I really won't get to see her in this life again. Especially since my sense of time is all messed up after this, because like 10 years ago feels like yesterday, and yesterday feels like even a month ago, and a week can feel like a year. So it's kinda, difficult to keep track of time, but at least I've come so far that I can think about it, talk about it, and not only that, but everything about her and our time together without falling apart. And it says a lot about how far come. But I did have a moment today, actually, where, you know, every single April 24th, which is today, it's like I'm reliving it, and to try and change that today, I decided that, oh, let's watch her wedding video and also one of my musicals that I made. And we did. Me and my grandparents did. We watched the wedding video, and she's so beautiful. She's right there, so you can see how beautiful she is. And she looked so happy, and it was great to see her laugh and smile again. What I did react to, however, was that when I heard her voice, it was like her voice didn't sound like her voice. Like, obviously it was her voice, but in real life her voice was a bit darker than it was in the video, so it was quite bizarre. But then what really got to me was that after the wedding video, we were going to watch one of my musicals to kind of lighten the mood. And when I put the CD in, it turned out to just be a CD. Like, it was the musical, but it was just my CD that I got with all the music to rehearse. So it wasn't even with, you know, our voices singing or everything. It was just my tracks, like the music tracks, or mainly my songs, but also some of the rest of the musical. And that, for some reason, of all things, that is what, you know, finally got to me and crushed my soul a bit, because I had been so excited to finally watch that again, and I had been searching for that for years, and I was so certain that I had found it, because, I mean, obviously it was a disc with the name of it and my name on it, and what else would it be? But I totally forgot that I even had just this, you know, just the music. So for some reason that was just a really soul-crushing moment, and I felt like breaking apart. Which is, you know, it's so bizarre, because I should be breaking apart about Mom, and I should have broken apart seeing the video, because I haven't seen or heard her for 10 years today, and for some reason I managed to keep it together but then lose it over a DVD. It's like, okay, emotions are weird. But yeah, I wanted to make this video to show that life goes on even when we lose the ones we love the most, and even if I still have today super vivid in my memories and relive it every single year, I wanted to show that it does get easier. Like, even a few years ago I would be curled up in a ball crying my eyes out the whole day, basically, and I don't know, this year in particular, it's just I feel at peace. I feel at peace. And I mean, yeah, it still hurts, and I will never ever stop missing her. But it doesn't feel like being burned alive anymore. It doesn't feel like I'm being tortured 24/7. I can finally breathe again, and one thing that really helped me get to that point, I think, was this series, Julie and the Phantoms. And I did a cover of Unsaid Emily on Mom's birthday 4 months ago. And when I first heard Unsaid Emily, it was my breaking point. I finally allowed myself to fully break, and it was so healing, and it really, really helped. So I decided to do a cover of that to, hopefully help others. And another song that also helped a lot was from the same show, and it's called Wake Up, and I will actually do a cover of that today, because Unsaid Emily was more like from me to mom, and Wake Up is more like from mom to me. And when I heard it, I just knew that it was, that it was from her. And it's funny because in the show, that's from her mom as well, so it really is from, mother to daughter, and Unsaid Emily's son to mother, so it really fits. But yeah, that show was just so incredibly healing, and if you have lost someone, especially if it's a, family member, then I really, really, really recommend that you watch it, because it's such a wonderful, utterly amazing show, and it makes you feel good. Like, sure, it has sad moments, obviously, but mainly it's just warm, fuzzy feelings. So I really recommend that you watch it if you want to. And yeah, I will actually do a cover of Wake Up, so if I manage to, I will include the cover in this video at the end. But either way, I will also make a separate video. So yeah, as I said, I just wanted to come on here and talk about mom a little bit, because, well, it's her day, and it's been 10 years, like it's been a whole decade already, and I really can't believe where time went. It's just, I don't know, when I lost her, I lost a sense of time as well, so yeah. I think I've mentioned it before, but I don't quite remember, but when I lost her, I didn't just lose sense of time, I also lost a bit of knowledge and stuff. Like, I used to know how to play a few instruments, and I also knew a few languages and stuff, but it just went out the window. Like, I have to relearn, and it's not until now that I have finally, gotten so far that I even had the mind to try. So I've actually started to relearn French now, and I'm very proud of that. Because I can finally learn something again. And yeah, I wanted to say that if you have lost someone, or if you are going through, some dark times, then I really want you to know that it does get better. I used to think that it would never get better again. I would never be happy again, but here I am. 10 years later, here I am, and sure, I'm still healing, I still have a way to go, but I've come so far, and I'm super proud of that. And I hope that it can inspire you, and that it can be your guiding light, and that it fills you with hope, because it really does get better, and it will just keep going up. I, for one, have big plans ahead, and I know I have a very long, happy life in front of me, and I have so many plans. And I'm so excited about the future, and yeah, I just look forward to everything, and I am so happy that I didn't give up, because I would have missed out on so much, and I really hope that you follow my lead and don't give up, because life is worth living. It's definitely hard at times, like, it's so easy wanting to give up, and I completely understand you. But be brave and keep fighting, because I promise you, it's worth it. So yeah, I suppose that's it. As usual, I had something more planned, and I had some stuff I wanted to say and everything, but as usual, it's, it is what it is, right? But yeah, I again just wanted to come on here and say hi and tell my story a bit, and hopefully inspire others. So yeah, I really hope that you are doing well, and that you are all staying safe and healthy, and that I will also see you next week. Thank you so much for tuning in, and as always, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, but only if you want to. No pressure here. So, hope to see you next week. Much love, Cass. Hello everyone, Cassie, how's it all going? So, this is my version of Wake Up from Julie and the Phantoms, and it's from my mom to me, and from me to you, and I hope you like it, and that it can help you as much as it helped me. So yeah, let's go. It's the one thing I want you to know. Got some place to go. Life a test, yes, but you go toe to toe. You don't give up, no, you grow. And you use your pain, 'cause it makes you you. Though I wish I could hold you through it. It's not the same, you got living to do. I just want you to do this. So get up, relight that spark. You know the rest by heart. Wake up, it's all you do. Look out, look inside of you. It's not what you lost, it's what you'll gain. Raising your voice to rain. Wake up, your dream and make it true. Look out, look inside of you. Know what you lost, relight wake up. But wake those demons, just look them in the eye. No reason not to try. Life can be a mess, I won't let it cloud my mind. I let my fingers fly. And I used to pain, cause you part of me. I'm ready to power through it. And I find a strength for the melody, cause you showed me how to do it. So get up, relight that spark. You know the rest by heart. Wake up is all you do. Wake up, look inside of you. It's not what you lost, it's what you'll gain. Raising your voice to rain. Wake up your dream and make it true. Look inside of you. Know what you lost. Relight that spark, time to come out of the dark. Wake up, wake up. So wake the spirit, spirit. I wanna hear it. No need to fear it, you're not alone. You're gonna find your way. Oh, wake up is all you do. Look inside of you. It's not what you lost, it's what you'll gain. Raising your voice to rain. Wake up your dream and make it true. Look inside of you. It's not what you lost. Relight that spark, time to come out of the dark. Wake up, oh wake up. Thank you, and I hope to see you next week. And please excuse the crappy voice. Much love, Cass.